everybody. Welcome to another episode of Two Pastors in a Car at Chick-fil-A. I'm Andy Barnes. I'm with Peter Radford. And today we are going to talk about 5 ways that we can be encouraging to our spouses. In a time where we are contending with discouragement in light of the pandemic and other issues that come up because of that, it's important for our marriages to be healthy. And fundamental to healthy marriages is being encouraging to one another, encouraging spouses. So we're going to share 5 ways that we can be encouraging to one another in that way.
All right, so the first way that we want to suggest to you is find a way to spend time together alone. This has been a colossal challenge for my wife and I. It's very hard when you're with the kids all day, and then I come home and they just want to be with me all the time. So we're trying to find little pockets of time. When the kids are playing outside, we'll spend some time together. We'll leave the kids at home and go for a walk in the neighborhood. Just finding little pockets of time. It's important on a regular basis, but in the light of this challenging circumstance, having time together, very, very important.
Yeah, absolutely. Another way to encourage your spouse is to be mindful, be on the lookout for times where your spouse is ready to tag out. And what we mean by that is maybe reaching a breaking point. It might not be colossal, but just a frustration in a given day. Maybe it's after a long day of dealing with the kids or some other kind of frustration that comes up in the day. Be on the lookout for your spouse when he or she reaches that point, and be sensitive to it. Offer to help in those ways, whether it's helping with the kids in a way that maybe you don't typically help, or maybe it's offering to help with dinner, or maybe it's offering to do something that would just make it that much easier in a given day in light of all the challenges. So be on the lookout for those breaking points.
The third thing we want to say is pray for them and with them. Really just want to encourage you to find time to pray together. For my wife and I, we try to get up a little bit before the kids and have a little time together. And then we like to put the kids down to bed and have a little time and to spend after they're to bed and spend some time praying with each other. So I'll admit that we're not the best at this, but just spending time in prayer together so you can get a spiritual perspective on the difficulties that you're facing. It's invaluable to staying encouraged.
Yeah. Also, just be on the lookout for expressing gratitude for the simple things. You know, every day my wife just about makes dinner, and I don't want to take that for granted. So, you know, there are times that it would do her well, and it would be good for both of us if I just make sure to express gratitude for those kinds of things. And I appreciate when she does that, whether it's for me taking out the trash without being asked to do it, or, you know, there's a myriad of possibilities here. But just the simple things, even though they're simple, expressing gratitude for those kinds of things towards each other can make a big difference in the day-to-day life.
Well, number 5 is what we've been calling our game changer, and I think this was actually a pretty good one as well, where I think if you step into this and really understand what it's saying, it could really change things for you. And so number 5 is to manage your expectations. And what I'm specifically thinking of is your expectations for your spouse. In the process of normal life, you have certain expectations that things that you both do in the relationship. And under this crisis, things are different and life is a little different. If you can dial down your expectations of them and recognize that they're struggling through a hard time, you won't find yourself going, why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they doing that? When you've managed those expectations downward a good deal, it'll help you just balance things out and be encouraged that they are doing the things that maybe normally are simple, but those simple things become hard underneath a crisis. So manage your expectations. I think both Andy and I would say before we sign off that we are by no means do we have this down. By no means are our spouses perfectly encouraged. Not for a moment. We need this as well, and we need to be praying for each other that our spouses will stay encouraged. So it's a very, very important thing. Our marriages are works in progress. We're sure that yours are too. And let's take these little tips and see if they'll help us to encourage our spouses.
Absolutely. So thanks for tuning in for another episode of Two Pastors in a Car at Chick-fil-A. We look forward to seeing you again soon.